Hi, my dear Aquarius friends. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to Lucy the Antigua Tarot. I am Lucy, and I am here to interpret your tarot spread for the month of July 2016. So, my dear friends, let's take a look at it. Alright, my dear Aquarius, here's your 9-card spread for the month. At the center, you have the star. Coming into your reading, you have the Page of Wands, and then you have the Moon, and here you have the Nine of Pentacles. And the next row, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Star, and you have the Ten of Swords. And in the bottom row, you have the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Wands. Alright, so because you have 4 major arcanas, my dear friends, and you have the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, then you have the Sun, which is number 19, the Moon is number 18, and the Star is number 17. I would like to start with the number 10, with the Wheel of Fortune. We're going to talk about this card first. Okay, and this is the Wheel of Fortune. La Rueda de la Fortuna. As a lot of you probably already know by now, I bought this deck of Rider-Waite Smith Tarot cards at the beginning of the year when I was in Guatemala visiting friends and family. And I came across this set, and I went ahead and bought it, and I really love this deck. It has Spanish titles to all the major arcanas and the court cards. Okay, so this is La Rueda de la Fortuna, the Wheel of Fortune. And this card represents pure earth identification. So it's really talking about not having knowledge. And that is why you are on the Wheel of Fortune. It's the wheel of karma. And it's where we are in ignorance. So we are subject to. We are not in a state of self-mastery. We are subjects. Okay? We are ruled by the forces. We are ruled by the base instincts, the base passions. Staying at this base level of identification will keep us on the Wheel of Fortune. And what they mean, or what we mean by base, is the more base physical instincts. Okay. It is the lower chakra, and I'm going to be talking about that, but because we are not going to grow and learn and progress, because we're on this wheel of karma, and being on that wheel means that we're not going to grow and learn and progress. What gets us out of this Wheel of Fortune, out of this earth-based level of identification, is desire. And note that this is not in the desire in the I want things way. Okay, it's not that kind of desire. This is desire for more, or for the betterment within the self. The desire of self-knowledge. The desire to know oneself. The desire to also know about the realm in which we operate, that is the natural world and its laws. So when we make that decision to develop that desire, the desire for truth, desire for light, desire for knowledge, that's where the hermit comes in. Okay, so once you have that desire, this is when this card comes in, the Hermit. This is the major arcana that follows. This is card number 9. Okay, so in the Tree of Life, this card will be above this card. Okay, and this card represents desire for knowledge. And though you are not getting this card, it is telling you that with this card, you're at the lowest level. Okay, because the Wheel of Fortune is at the root chakra. And it's the root because it is where you nourish yourself to begin to set roots so that you may grow. Grow into the Hermit, which is the sacrum chakra. And the sacrum chakra is the one above the root chakra. And this chakra is the sexual union chakra, where you strive to better yourself and transform yourself, and then develop the willpower to care enough to transform not only yourself, but also to help the process of transformation in others. Okay, so this is what this card means. Okay, and it is at the bottom middle of your center card. It's below your center card, and it's at the bottom. Not really having knowledge, living in ignorance, being subject to, not having self-mastery. Okay, subject to the rule of the other forces around you. You're being ruled by them. So what you want to do is go to the next level, which is a Hermit. Okay, and that's what that card is really telling you. Now, I thought that was interesting because, and then before the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Sun. And it's also a very important major arcana. The Sun is number 19. Okay, and this is the orange card, and one of the most important cards in the deck. Orange represents desire. It represents choice. So look at that, what a coincidence. It's right before your Wheel of Fortune. You have the Sun, and this card represents desire and choice. This card is talking about the light, which means knowledge. Light represents knowledge, and truth represents the Sun. The light is calling us to move up towards the Sun, to move up towards the truth. It's calling us. So this is the choice card, because the paths converge from this point. In other words, this is when you get the choices. Do you choose truth or not? All right, so you're on the Wheel of Fortune because you don't have, all you have is that base knowledge. Okay, but what you really need to do is have desire, and this is what this card represents: desire and choice, a desire to get off the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the desire to take control, face the truth, stop living in the lie, have self-mastery, and not stay stuck in this wheel. You have the Sun ahead of that, which is very promising. It's talking about desire and choice. That's what this card represents. And it's about knowledge and truth. The light is calling us to move up. So you have the Sun. So maybe you are aware that there's certain things that you need to own up to or face up to and accept. So this is the choice card because the paths converged in this point. Will you receive truth? Will you, let's see, will you be willing to accept the truth and move on and move ahead based on that? This is the choice. Do you go with truth or not? There's two paths. One path is the path of severity, which is the path to the left. It's the negative. It has a negative connotation. And then on the right, you have mercy. That's the other path, and that's a positive connotation. So severity, when you don't accept truth. Mercy, when you accept the truth, when you know the truth, when you acknowledge the truth. Okay, and if you reject the truth, okay, if you decide you want to reject the truth, and then you're in the path of severity. If you accept the truth, you're on the path of mercy. In the middle path is where we have the choice to receive or not receive truth. Okay? So, the tower, which is number 16, okay, this tower is it implies change. So here in the tower, there is you care to change. This is the change card, and this is the tower. This is the card where if you choose the right side, and then that means you're accepting it and you're willing to go through the changes to change. You're taking the right path, and this is the card that would follow it on the Kabbalah Tree of Life. Okay. If you decide, then this is the most interesting thing here, is if you decide not to change, not to receive truth, and then the card that follows is the moon. So if you decide to take the path of change, you have what follows is the card of the tower. But if you decide not to change, not to accept truth, and then the card that follows is the moon, and the moon is the dark side, and you have the moon. So I think that the Tarot is basically telling you that this is the dynamics of what's going on with you this month. This is a general reading, my dear Aquarius. So let's talk about the moon. So the moon is the darkness side. It means night. It means darkness. Okay, so the creatures here that you see down here at the bottom in traditional interpretations mean ignorance. So with this card, we have chosen not to receive the truth. So there is a truth going on, and you have chosen not to acknowledge it. Hence the Wheel of Fortune, which is here at the base of your center. Okay, and though you have the star in the center, which is a very promising thing, because with this card represents all of the other lights of the heavens that are suns. So here we have decided to accept the truth in our lives and integrate it. So, you know, you have this at your center, so at some level you've accepted some truth, but you're getting all these other cards, and this one's crowning your center, and this one's at the base of your center. So what are these truths that you've, you know, decided to accept, but somehow, you know, you're not quite there with it? Okay. With the Wheel of Fortune, you probably need to accept the truth and take the leap away from the wheel. and accept the truth. And here you're reading with the Five of Wands. And this card, there's conflict going on here. You're going to leave your reading with conflict. Okay? You're on the Wheel of Fortune, and maybe if you don't get off, if you don't come to terms with this truth, and again, this is a general reading, I can't say specifically in detail what truth we're talking about, but there's conflict. And above that you have the Ten of Swords, and this is the caution. This is the cautious card. Be cautious. It's about, be sure that you know the truth. So there's like something going on, okay, that needs to be, that you need to find out about. If you feel that, if you have a sense that something, the whole truth is not being told to you, that something's being hidden from you or kept from you, the chances are that it's true. That something is being kept from you. So this card is advising you not to spend time with people whom you think are wasting your time. Hang out with positive people. But there's something that's not being told to you. And you need to get clear with that, because right now you're at this stage in darkness. You're in darkness right now. Okay? Something's going on, and it's going to create a lot of conflict, because you have this Five of Wands leaving your reading. There's misunderstanding, or something's being hidden, and it's creating this conflict. All right? But you do have, okay, your reading is coming in with the Page of Wands, and below that you have the Queen of Wands. And the Wands, belong to the element of fire, and fire is all about your motivation, your vitality, your projects, your creativity. You have 3 wand cards. It's all about your spirituality, okay, and your sexuality, your creativity, your passion. So the wands are all about these kind of things, and the stories involving these cards are involved with those sort of elements and energies. All right. Now, with this page, okay, there is something being promised, or something that's coming in, or something that you're feeling really inspired about. You have like maybe an idea, an inspiration that you're very passionate about. And this could be in relation to any of these things, Maybe you're feeling really motivated, or you're full of vitality and you're very excited. Maybe you have an idea for a specific project, or maybe it's in relation to a creative project. All right, now you do have the 3 pyramids in the back, which is a very positive sign. You have the pyramids, so that means that it's going to it has the potential of growing, but it's deserty, right? There's desert. It's not a lush a lush, fertile ground. Because basically what probably is going on is that you haven't done anything about this yet. It's something, it's maybe just an inspiration that's just starting to show itself to you. Okay, and you have been learning a lot. You've been learning a lot, and now you've just come to a realization about something that you can do, that you're very excited about, that it's giving you a lot of motivation. It's probably inspiring you spiritually. Okay, and it's coming in at your reading. But you're kind of like in the dark a little bit here. You have the moon that follows it. And this again, you've kind of chosen not to acknowledge a specific truth about something. And it kind of just is going to affect you further down the line. The reading's going like this. Okay? So you have this, but something here, you're in darkness because something here, your base, your foundation here, you know, it's keeping you, it's holding you back. And you do have the choice card. You can make a choice, but you haven't made that choice yet. Okay, you haven't made that choice yet. You haven't made the choice that's based on a truth, basically. Maybe you've accepted some truths because you have the star in the middle. Okay, so that's what's going with the wands. But you have two wands cards that are court cards. And again, like I was saying earlier, these are wands that represent fire. They have the attributions of fire. And these are somebody who could be charismatic. These could be you or somebody you know. Attractive, charismatic. They draw people to them. They can be very inspiring. They can be very persuasive. Okay, they can be charismatic. Another thing about wands people, these cards here, they can be somebody who changes their mind in a wink. And they always manage to talk themselves out of any problem that they are in. They're very smart. They could represent Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo because they are fire. So it's most likely that it's somebody that you know, especially with this queen. This might be you because maybe you're showing these characteristics in this page that's feeling inspired. Maybe you're feeling creative, inspiring, okay, and maybe a little forceful. Okay, and you also have the queen that has this energy, and this can be somebody who's forceful also. So it's, you know, just if this is somebody you know, just be prepared to confront them. Stand your ground, because these folks tend to go where most people don't want to go. There's the expression where angels fear to tread. So that's that fire energy. Okay, but you have the queen, and this queen, she will see things from her own perspective, but she's a good listener, and she can be a good advisor. And maybe that's why she's there. Maybe you need some advice about this truth that needs to be revealed to you, or you partly have some of it revealed, but there's more because you have this Ten of Swords here. There's more that needs to be learned about whatever truth that's going on for you here. But again, this is a general reading, so I really can't say specifically. Okay? That's the thing about your center card and these two cards right next to you. This might be somebody who can advise you. You might have already partially be aware of a partial truth, perhaps, but there's more still to be learned because you have the cautious card, reminding you to be sure that you know the truth of what's going on. And crowning that card, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a pretty positive card also. And this is probably somebody you know who just, the Pentacles are money, economic stability, or having stability in the material plane. And this person does have it. Someone who just got a lot of money, or somebody who just got married, or somebody who just had a baby, you guys. So, that's what that card is saying. Or maybe somebody who's getting a promotion. Okay, it's supposed to be a positive card. But in this reading, I'm not really sure if it really is that positive for you guys. Because you have these three cards that are kind of like alerting me. Oh, okay, wait a minute. This reading is saying, okay, you're on the Wheel of Fortune, and you have to choose between two paths, the path that follows the truth, and the path that denies the truth. And then if you have the Moon, it's telling me that you chose the path that denies the truth. Even though at your center is the Star, which can be saying to me that you might know some of the truth, but that you don't know all of it. And then you have these cards here to your right, these right here. Let me move these over a little bit. These right here, that are telling me that there's like this underlying situation, and that you need to find out exactly what's going on. And that is what the cards are telling me, my dear friends, my dear Aquarius, for the month of July for 2016. So, yeah. So that's your reading. You guys take good care, and I will see you in August, okay? Bye-bye.